All right, so got a couple things on my mind today. One is Nova Scotia. Oh my gosh. If you live in Nova Scotia and you want to go for a hike, oh, $25,000 fine. Are you kidding me? That is the most Gestapo, uh, just the most backwards thing that I've ever heard of. Like, I'm sure some of you probably seen it. There's a list of fines and whatnot for Nova Scotia. Vandalism's like $500 fine and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff. Hiking in the forest is $25,000. Are you? Anyway, so the reason I bring that up, one, because it's absolutely retarded, but two, because stuff like that only serves to push Alberta further away. It only for me, I look at stuff like that and I'm like, yeah, that right there is exactly why we're separating, why we're leaving, is because of absolute ludicrous, just retarded things. Just like $25,000 for taking a hike in the woods because you're afraid of forest fires. Really? Do your job better. I mean, take care of your forest better. Anyway, so that so a recent poll came out. When did it come out? I think it was last week sometime, that suggested that 45% of Albertans are in favor of separation. Um, Now, for those of you who don't know, there's three types of voters. There's active voters, right? There's those people that are actively involved. They vote in elections. They are what you call high propensity voters, right? They're actively engaged. So when an election happens, you can bet those people are there to vote. There's low propensity voters. Okay, those are people that have voted maybe once or maybe twice in the last 4 or 5 elections. Okay, those are low propensity voters. They're disenfranchised. They kind of were like, I don't think it'll really matter, but maybe peer pressure or family rules, like, just go vote. So they do. Okay, and then there's no propensity voters that are like, forget it, my voice does not matter. What I say or if I vote for whoever is not going to make a hill of beans worth of difference, so they don't vote at all. Okay, and there's a lot of people like that, right? Especially in Alberta, where we've been getting the shaft for the last 10 years, 10 plus years, right? And so there's lots of people that are disenfranchised that don't feel like their vote actually counts. Well, that 45% vote is really only taking into account the high propensity voters, the people that are actively engaged in politics and things like that. So what it means is real numbers is we're talking like 60+%, right? Because it's easily 15% of the population that one is not responding to the survey, or two, the surveys just don't take into account, which they absolutely do not. But what will happen is when the vote vote actually comes into play, you have historically higher turnout, because it's a step in the right direction that a lot of people can get behind, right? They're like, well, Alberta's been the whipping boy of Canada for the last 10 plus years, at least. Our voice isn't heard. We don't get our pipelines built. We don't get our projects built. So this idea of separation is something that a lot of people can get behind, because that means that all the things that I care about as a low propensity or a no propensity voter will potentially be addressed by this referendum, by separation. So they're like, okay, yeah, this does matter. My voice will count. So they go out with more hope, right, that something will change because of this. So they turn out in droves. So that 45%, like I said, real numbers, it's around maybe 60%. And if I had to put a number on it. And I shared that on X the other day, and I truly believe that's where it is. So when this referendum actually gets put before the people, Alberta will separate, because we have ludicrous numbskulls like the Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston, I think his name is. Whatever, it doesn't matter. He's an idiot. But $25,000 fine for hiking. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of stuff that we need. So keep doing that kind of stuff, and Alberta will absolutely just be galvanized. And those fence sitting people that are not quite sure if they want to separate, absolutely will start joining the bandwagon. It's like, I like hiking. I'm not gonna. So, yeah. So those kind of shenanigans, it's exactly the kind of crap that will push Alberta over the edge. So, yay! Keep doing it. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this. That's it. That's all. There is no more. You have a good day.